560. The Answer.
So we had a caller called into the show, and they said they want to join MAGA. You're already in it. This is the beauty of Trump and his entire cabinet, what they embody. See, it's not the usual suspects. In fact, it's a new movement, and everybody who's decent is a part of it. Everybody who wants the principles of Americanism is a part of it.
America should never again put itself in a position where its security depends on supply chains it does not control, factories it no longer maintains, or skilled trades it failed to preserve. That is why the president's agenda matters. Reasonable people can debate the calibration of any particular instrument, but the central strategic insight is undoubtedly sound. Trade policy, industrial capacity, and national security are inseparable.
Now, if you believe that, you're in. That's all you got to do. Know right from wrong. It's all you have to do.
You deny that you got $2 million from health care? I can go down the list here.
Mr. Secretary, that
Emden
is
gave
not...
you $140,000.
Mr. Secretary, it is my time.
Pfizer gave you $102,000.
Madam Chair, I am asking to be able to ask a question here. I do
I'm
not
just pointing out your record. Someone from the healthcare industry gives you $2 million. What do they get for it?
What do you
give
I do
them?
not oversee the I do not regulate.
You have jurisdiction.
I do not regulate.
You have jurisdiction.
I do not
$2 million
regulate the FDA.
to put your face on TV, to buy steak dinners,
Mr. Secretary, listen,
to go on vacation.
Listen to my point here.
That's what you do. Welcome to MAGA. Welcome.
See, Pat Murray, you're a repulsive witch anyway. You always were, you transgendering Dutch boy, and you're on the take. If you're repulsed by that, you're MAGA. Get it? If you understand right from wrong, you only have one group to belong to.
Okay, that was far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar claiming the Justice Department and Congress probing her sudden skyrocketing wealth to $30 million in just 1 year, that they have a problem with her living the American dream. You heard her say the goddamn United States of America. We've got new questions on where she and her husband got all that money. Joining us now, Forbes Media Chair, Editor-in-Chief Steve Forbes. Steve, new information coming in, and Forbes magazine, your magazine, has reported this too, that the state of Delaware and Washington, D.C. canceled the registrations for Omar's husband's investment firm, Rose Lake, for not paying its back taxes. We saw it owed more than $400,000 to Delaware and nearly $1,800 to D.C. She's claiming it's worth $25 million from less than $1,000 a year before. How can his investment firm not afford to pay taxes? It's supposedly worth an estimated $75 million to $150 million. This is really weird stuff.
Well, weird is not the word for it. There's another word for it called crooked, and that's why.
If you're repulsed by that, you're MAGA. If you want in on it, put your dunce cap in and go stand with the Democrat scum. Mark, Oak Lawn.
John, thanks for taking my call. I'll tell you, we really got a chance to make history with this California election. I really think that even though it's an uphill battle, because, you know, the Democrats cheat and they do everything to connive, but they're very vulnerable. And I think Spencer Pratt's done everything he can. And now Karen Bass, I heard she was coming out. And this is an act of desperation. She said, oh, the fires, it's Trump's fault. So now she's blaming Trump. So she's on her heels a little bit.
Ro Khanna also said that inside trading scum. So here's the other thing, Mark. You know, the beauty of us is that you're always optimistic, right? You're always, always optimistic. You can't help it. And you're right. There's a chance. But it doesn't, to me, we're going to win no matter what, even if they steal the election. The machines they use are fraud. The same machines that stole the election in 2020. The registered ballots they have are fraud. Homeless, illegal alien, degenerate drug addict scum. They're scum. So them giving me an election result, I don't care. I won already. I won't live among them where they govern. If you live among them where they govern, you will never be given the fair deal. It's always going to be better to be part of the scum system. That's what the beauty of this country, though. The winners are those 11 states. The winners are the decent people who are repulsed by the thievery. We're always the winners. Sometimes we're just logistically handicapped. Go ahead.
Sean, and you know, this guy Becerra, he's the one that worked under Biden's administration, and he was involved in placing a lot of the people at the border and getting, people to assist in placement and homes, and then they lost 80,000 children, and they asked him, what happened to the children? Where were they placed? And he says, well, that's not my responsibility. I mean, this is the kind of clown that, just like you always say, they want to see failure. They don't want to see any success at all. They want failure so they can be the heroes, and well, they're all scum.
The proof. That's it. That's exactly the word. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is the lies that they tell. They cannot tell the truth. They're pathological, and they must be, because they are frauds. Like, here's a great example.
Governor, how are things on the budget, mega projects? How are you feeling?
Focus on the budget. That is the number one thing we're going to get done. Making progress. This is literally every year, as you know, balanced budget, especially this year when you've got...
He has never balanced the budget. It's fraudulent math. It's a financial crime. If it was a business, they'd go to jail. Not just because they put their hopes on promises of revenue and all the rest of it, but because they receive $49 billion from the federal government every year.
Hey, Sean?
The Illinois budget is fraud. They are stealing the money, like New Jersey, New York, California.
Sean, and Pritzker's going to look like such a boob because he was talking about Brandon Johnson, how he had no plan for the Bears, and now Illinois, with Pritzker, he looks like the boob because they're going to go to Hammond, and I don't care about the Bears.
Oh, right.
The
but
Caskies they've been stealing forever.
The Pritzkers are at the root of every scandal, and I don't just mean Epstein, have been at the root for generations. J.B. Pritzker has never worked in his life. He is already a punchline and a boob. It doesn't matter to the Democrat. They cannot be offended enough, whether it's that scumbag rapist president who had Epstein at the White House 17 times, Bill Clinton. They couldn't wait to vote for that fat-ass Hillary Clinton, even though they knew what she had done, the Clinton Foundation, how she was under Obama. They cannot be offended enough. There is no such thing of a scandal among thieves.
He obviously has presented himself as an oyster farmer, but then the financial disclosures come out, and it shows that, his income comes from disability, and that the oyster farm that he works on doesn't really make much money and often is supplying his mom's restaurant. You also have that, he introduced himself as a working-class Mainer. He, at one point went to Hotchkiss Prep School. He said that he got a $200,000 loan from the VA for his first house. Then it comes out that actually, his dad loaned him the money.
Run him for president. He's better than what you see in Congress, as it said, ambiguously gay Cory Booker.
And now we're begging to get back into a deal that you all trashed in the first place.
There's no one begging. I don't
Clearly,
know.
this is
Senator Booker, your time's up. Senator Rubio, since he's
He's got that eye problem, too. Not quite like Jayapal, where she can't close her giant left eye. But his is a little askew, like I gave him a left hook. That's how his eye is. I said, look at me when I talk to you, stupid.
Addressing these points because they go to the heart of the matter. No one's begging for anything here. The Iranians might be begging because their economy's losing hundreds of millions of dollars a day. That they are losing. Understand, Iran had street protests going on before all of this started. All of those factors, economic factors in Iran, are far worse today than they were 6 months ago when those protests.
He's a cuckold commie, like every one of the Democrats. And then there's our very own disgrace. I believe, did she replace that side saddle fraud, Mark Kirk, who wants a raise after he's a lobbyist pig? By the way, can you tell Pete Silvestri where his underwear are?
The self-defeating impacts. Your budget request here would sadly perpetuate that trend and undermine the roles and responsibilities that you should be fulfilling as Secretary of State. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Okay, I didn't get to answer any of that.
I didn't ask the question.
Well, she didn't answer the question. She doesn't want me to answer?
These aren't questions. These are campaigns to bring back to their simpleton morons in Illinois that would vote for anybody, including this butter-handed pansy trust fund baby, who lies to their face, and they love it.
Donald Trump attacking states in Illinois and our budgets.
Donald Trump didn't raise your property taxes to the highest in the country. This fat pig did. He didn't raise your gas taxes to the second highest in the country. This fat pig did. He didn't steal your money in their little pet projects in Maywood and Hillside and Bellwood and the South Side. This fat pig and the Democrats did. But vote for him anyway. You deserve it.
Balancing the budget is one of the hardest things to do. That's what we're focused on.
You close on a deal?
And you've never done it, Fatso. In fact, you've never done anything except make a great example of what a scum you are and Rod Blagojevich was on FBI tapes.
Is there concern from lawmakers who are worried about the finance?
I have to say, honestly.
By the way, after that, the FBI didn't investigate this fat slob. They couldn't figure out about that Tom Pritzker and Epstein. They couldn't figure out about the dimwit dog's sister and the $134 million in the Bahamas. Where were you guys? Busy? Or you're all in on it?